Once again, we're going to look at Deuteronomy 24:7. If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel and maketh merchandise of him or sell of him, then that thief shall die, and thou shalt put evil away from among you. That's right. Look at Job, the 22nd chapter. Job, the 22nd chapter. Job 22:23. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles. See, we got to put iniquity far from our tabernacles. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir, that's the best gold, that's the stones of the brooks. Yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. For then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto the Most High. Thou shalt make thy prayer to him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. That's why it told us in Joshua 1:8. Joshua 1:8, right after we came out of the wilderness. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. And when you do this,
Q&A mode is on. Participants may now unmute themselves.
When you do this,
Presentation mode is on. Only organizers can be heard.
When you do this, as he said, once again, Joshua 1:8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. And when you do this, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So all success is not good. You're going to have good success if you operating and observing and doing the laws of the Most High. That's why he's saying it. 1 Corinthians 5. 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter. And 13. But them that are without, the Most High judges. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. So you have a right to put away from among you a wicked person. It's real. That's why I look at Romans 16 and 17. Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So you have a right to avoid them, because they deal with a doctrine that's causing divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, in loving the Most High with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and loving thy neighbor as thyself. Some can't do this. That's why I was saying earlier about maturity and immaturity. That's why you can, like it says, 1 Corinthians 5 and 13, but them that are without the Most High judges. Without the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua is going to judge, because he gave all the judgment to a Mashiach Yahushua. That's going to judge according to the power of the Most High. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. You got a right to put away that wicked person. Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. You have a right to avoid them. For they that are such serve not our power, of Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. See? I look at people, okay, well, you really don't know who it is that you're following unless you get to know them. And you're looking at people who have a doctrine that's contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, especially all you that have been listening for some time. You have a right to avoid them. For they that are such serve not our power, Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. That's why the Most High call you simple, if you follow them. For your obedience is come abroad unto all men. Say, I am glad, therefore, on your behalf, but yet I would have you wise unto that which is good, and simple concerning evil. See? You got to understand. That's why you could put that wicked person, that evil person, away from you. You don't have to deal with them. That's why it says, they deceive the hearts of the simple. That's why he told us in Proverbs, the 1st chapter, the shoe fit wear. But you might not even know that you're wearing that shoe. Look at Proverbs 1 and 22. He say, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Because they don't fear the Most High. They have no fear of the Most High. Fools hate knowledge. Like he said in verse 7, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. You can't tell them nothing, because they're a fool. Once again, Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Say, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. See? But if you can't hear, how are you going to know that the Most High is calling you? And people hear all kind of voices. They hear all kind of things. You're going to know as you study this word what you've been dealing with. Whether it's on the right side or the left side. The Most High got his right hand and left hand. And this world is in evil. So if you think you've been dealing with the same entity as you have now, and you go back in the day, you still deal with the same entity, you gotta check yourself. You gotta really consider that. Psalms 34 and 16. Because we have to be taught all over again. Because we've been destroyed. For what? A lack of knowledge. We've been destroyed, people. And what they destroy us from? The law of the Most High. That's why when you look at, before we go there, go to Mark, the 4th chapter. Let me show you that. Because it says those without. Let me show you about those that are without. Since you say, and people trying to say all Israel going to be saved, look at Mark, the 4th chapter. Mashiach Yahushua spoke to a whole multitude of people in parables, riddles. He talked about a sower, a farmer that sowed. He sowed seeds on the wayside. Some fell among thorns, some fell among stony ground, and some fell among good ground. Now, this is what he said in verse 9. And he said to them, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. What is he talking about? And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12, who was the 12 apostles, asked of him the parable. Give us the understanding of the riddle. Some of the multitude came with the 12. Just like some, any questions? Nope. So therefore, I should be asked a question. You should be able to answer everything that I ask. If there's no questions. You should be able to know what it is that I'm going to ask you. You should be able to break it down. Especially things that you've heard already. If you study to show yourself approval to the Most High. And that's why I say some, they want to know what he was talking about. When you say some seed fell among the wayside, some fell among thorns, and some fell among stony ground, and some fell in good ground. What are you talking about? They want to know. So here we are. In verse 9, what did Mashiach say? And he said unto them, he that have ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High. Mystery means something that's unknown to everyone. He don't want everybody to know. You're going to hear this. He said, unto you, since they came and asked about the question, he said, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High. But unto them that are without, the same without that we just read about, all these things are done in parables. Why? Why is he speaking in riddles to all those that are without? That seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time, they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. So if you're not converted, and if your sins are not forgiven you, where you going? Into the lake of fire, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. Simple as that, people. Listen, that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing, they might hear this, they may hear and not understand, lest at any time, that's any time in their life, they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. And if your sin's not forgiven you, you're going to be thrown in the lake of fire. That's why you want everybody to be saved. That's clear to me. What part of that you don't understand? He made it clear, point blank. That's why Paul prayed that some of Israel might be saved. See? John 12. In verse 37. But though he, who was a Mashiach Yahushua, had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. They didn't believe on him. He done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. So it's no marvel that people are not going to believe on the men that he has brought forth in this world today. Because if you look at John 21 and 25, when it says here in John 12 and 37, but though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. John 21 and 25, and there are also many other things which Mashiach Yahushua did, the which, if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Whew. That's how many miracles he's done. So going back to John 12, say the whole world couldn't contain the books that should be written. John 12 and 37. But though he had done so many miracles before them, so many miracles that the world could not contain the books that had to be written concerning these miracles, yet they believed not on him. They seen it. It was right there with them, and they didn't believe him. That the saying of Isaiah, the prophet, might be fulfilled, which he spake. Most High, who have believed our report? And to whom have the arm of the Most High been revealed? The arm of the Most High is the Mashiach Yahushua. Therefore, they could not believe, because that Isaiah said again, he hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory and spake of him. See? Isaiah saying this, and he spake of a Mashiach Yahushua. But our people still are blinded that they cannot see. Got to warn these evildoers. Psalms 34 and 16. If you wonder why things are happening because of evil in the world. Psalm 34:16. The face of the Most High is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. So how are you going to read this and say, okay, well, you evil, and your remembrance is going to be remembered in the earth? You're going to be saved. No. The face of the Most High is against them that do evil. What's evil? Anything that's contrary to the laws of the Most High. To cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. You don't marvel about Esau. Put too much attention to him, because this is what the Most High said concerning him. In Job 18 and 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. See? The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. See? So it's not anything that you have to be concerned with, because he tells us in verse 14, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle. His pride, I think, will be rooted out of his tabernacle. And it shall bring him to the king of terrors. See? You're going to bring him to the king of terrors. Verse 11, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Verse 15, it shall dwell in his tabernacle. Terror is going to dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Stole everything. Brimstone, that's fire, 1 million plus degrees, shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. For all the things that the Most High allowed them to be able to have the word, and thinking that they've been grafted in amongst us, this is the end result. His roots shall be dried up beneath. That's why I said, don't boast against the branches, because thou bearest not the root. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off, just like he broke off some of the Israelites. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. See? They that hear about this, they're going to be surprised at his day. This is his day right now. As they that went before were affrighted. You know, the things that they're doing right now. Have our people are frightened. But in the kingdom, they're going to be astonished at his day. As they that went before were frightened. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. Knoweth not the Most High. Let you know, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7. This is what they're going to be saying. It's all written here. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Most High, as for the way of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. Point blank. Job 18:21. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. Knoweth not Mashiach Yahushua. That's them. So it's all written here. It's going down. Job 20:4. Knoweth thou this? Knoweth not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth. This is something that's of old. That the triumphing of the wicked, in Job 9:24 says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, when, who is it? Here go the judges right here. Here go the judges right here. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, when, who is it? If it ain't him. So Mashiach Yahushua is coming to judge. Mosiah's, let me prove that right quick. Because he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Look at John 5:22. I know is one. John 5:22. For the Father judges no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. The wicked man covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, when, who is he? He didn't set himself up to be the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, all the children of Israel. All you do is look at his movies continually. They just came out with a movie, Noah, or in another movie about the Israelites in Egypt. All Edomites. That's why it says, for the Father judges no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father which hath sent him. That's the Mashiach Yahushua. They covered his face up, said he was a so-called white man. And so-called white people don't even believe that a Mashiach Yahushua was a so-called white man when you ask them face to face. They said, no, they don't even believe it themselves. Our people do, but they don't. They won't even say. And I asked them, do you think the so-called white man going to come from the fourth dimension? So y'all say that this is y'all God. He going to come from the fourth dimension and set up righteousness on this earth? They say no. Don't get mad at me. It is what it is. They don't believe that themselves. They don't believe it. That's why it's important that we see this. Look at Luke 22:30. This is what he told the apostles, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. There it is. And with that one picture, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? He's doing what he's supposed to do. We just out of order. Proverbs 16:4. The Most High have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. See? He made them for the day of evil. And we're in the day of evil now. We especially as Israel. That's why we got to get ourselves together and know what's right from wrong. Psalm 94:16. Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? See, he asking the question. Who will stand up for the Most High? Who will stand up for Mashiach against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me, the Most High, the Mashiach, against the workers of iniquity? Who's going to do it? Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. This who's going to stand. He asked the question, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who's going to stand up for him? Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. A righteous man going to stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And we built America. And a lot of these, Europe and everywhere else, China, Japan, everywhere, we the builders. And they have made no account of his labors. Y'all talk about reparations. You ain't getting no reparations. Say, when they see it, when they see us standing with great boldness in their face, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. See? And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit. They're going to be angry to see our salvation coming, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision. They paying all this money to keep you in derision, not knowing who you are, and a proverb of reproach, a disgrace, always blaming everything on us. But we ain't going up in their churches killing no 9 Edomites, are we? Where that's happening at? They're the ones that's being disgraced. We fools, that's what they're going to say. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? Yeah, the saints are the children of Israel. Psalms 148:14. These are the lies that's been taught. They go to church and say, oh, come on in. And the saints go marching in. Everybody's a saint. All you got to do is come through the door. You're a saint. Wicked as ever. Not following no laws of the Most High, but yet still you a saint. Listen what it says. He exalted the horn of his people. Psalms 148:14. The praise of all his saints. Who are the saints? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? A people near unto the Most High. Praise the Most High. Yes. So this is what they're going to be saying. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 5. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And his lot is among the saints, who are the children of Israel. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth. We have erred from the way of truth. What's the truth? Psalms 119:142. They have erred from the way of truth. That's why you following them, you're going to err from the way of truth too. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. Psalms 119:142. And thy law is the truth. So they have erred from the law of the Most High. They've broken all the laws of the Most High. Come on. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 6. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We went here before, we going here again. Verse 7. This is what the wicked going to be saying. We weird ourselves in the way of the wickedness and destruction. Come on. You going to tell me that they follow the laws of the Most High? No. Wait. Who is that drop bombs on people? Who is that the mass murders of this world? We just had one in the church. But don't marvel, because if you look at the episode of We the Children of Israel, We the 12 Tribes of Israel, that was on Jerry Springer with the KKK. He tried to, say 2 hate groups: the Israelites, the black Hebrew Israelites, and the KKK. Listen to what that dude said. He said, we know where y'all going to be at. Y'all going to be up in them churches. We're going to come up and kill you in them churches. That's what he said. That came out of his mouth. Just look at that episode. He said that. And we just seen it just happen. But he said it. They moving on things. We sitting around here bickering amongst each other. Following the Willie Lynch. They still got you caught up in Willie Lynch. The religious instruction to the Negroes of the United States of America from 1620 to now, operating in full force. This is what they're going to say. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7. We weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Most High, but as for the way of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. See? Known is past tense. From this time to the time that we see, look at say in verse 2, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. This is what's happening. This is what they're going to say. As for the way of the Most High, as for the way of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. They're not going to know this truth. So how are you going to follow someone that don't know the Most High, don't know of Mashiach Yahushua from this time till we reach salvation, if the Most High will? Psalms 119 and 115. Depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my power. See, you get caught up with them, you're going to follow what they do. That's what it says, depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my power, the Most High. From this point on, and continually, that's what you should be saying. Depart from me, ye evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my power. Why is he saying that? Because what the evildoer is trying to do. Come on, you could do it. You could follow. You could do this. The Most High know your heart. That's why he said in Matthew 7:21. Matthew 7:21. Not everyone that said unto me, Mashiach Yahushua shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. What's the will of the Most High? To keep his commandments. That's his will. Why he said, go to the book of Luke. Luke 6:46. And why call ye me Mashiach, Jesus, Yeshua, or whatever name you use concerning him? And why call ye me Mashiach, Yahushua, and do not the things which I say? That's why he said, Matthew 7:21. Not everyone that says unto me, Mashiach, Yahushua, or whatever name you use, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Mashiach, have we not prophesied in thy name? By Shem Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of Jesus. By Shem Yeshaya, or whatever name, Yehoshua, Yeshua, whatever name you use. Have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name, by Shem Mashiach Yahushua, have cast out devils? And by Shem Mashiach Yahushua done many wonderful works. And then when I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. You got to understand this. This is really serious. People are going to be doing miracles. That's why he said in Matthew 24th chapter, that's why you better understand this, people, and know to whom you're going to lend yourself to. Man. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Mashiachim, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Say, behold, I have told you before. So they're going to rise up false Mashiach and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. They're going to, I mean, come on, there's no marvel that these things are going to happen. Insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. That's why you got to be on top of it. Behold, I have told you before. And don't get caught up in man. Caught up in things that you see people doing and you don't really know them. Because it said, he's telling you here. So it lets you know, he lets you know point blank, this entity on this earth. Entity on this earth that's able to do the things that's written here. 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into apostles of Mashiach. Hear this? For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. These are men that's going to be doing this. Such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach. Look what he say next. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Uh-oh. We got to go back and look at this light. Since Satan is transformed himself into an angel of light, so who is Satan pretending like he is? St. John 1 and 4. In him was life, Mashiach Yahushua, your anointed Savior. And the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. You're not going to be fully understanding. There was a man sent from the Most High, whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light. John the Baptist was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light. That's why you got to know the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world of Israel. But what happened? Here we are now in 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. See? A spirit of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers, so Satan have ministers, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. That's why he said, depart from me, you work iniquity, I never knew you. But they still going to be doing miracles. That's why, look at Revelations. Revelation, the 12th chapter. In verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. What's their job? Which deceiveth the whole world. See? Lied to the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. See? Satan deceives the whole world in pretending like he's an angel of light. No marvel, his ministers also are transformed into ministers of righteousness. That's why you got to really be keen on this. You got to be really paying attention. You got to really pay attention, people, because the end is near. We're in these last days, for sure. You got to be in the spirit. of the Most High. Go back to Psalms 19. Psalm 19. Psalms 9 and 17. Psalms 9 and 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell. The wicked shall be turned into hell, which is contrary to the heaven that the Most High is going to set on this earth. They're going to be turned into hell. And all the nations that forget the Most High. See? They're going to be turned into hell. All the nations that forget the Most High. So you got a choice. That's why I said they all going to bow down. You're going to bow down now. You're going to bow down later. But you're going to bow down to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Psalms 14. And 2. Now let's read 14 and 1. Psalms 14 and 1. The fool has said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. See? The fool has said in his heart, in his mind, there is no power. They are fools. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Most High looking down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. So I say, have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Most High? Think about it. This Rabbi Finkelstein said they take the bodies and they drain the blood and make their monster crackers. It's on John 8:44 show. You want to look it up? He said they take the bodies and grind them up in their slaughterhouses and sell them to McDonald's. They're number one consumer. Who eat up my people as they eat bread and call not upon the Most High? Oh, yeah, that's cannibalism. It's happening. It's going on. So we gotta really be aware of your surroundings and who you trust in. You know about, y'all heard about Jeffrey Dahmer. Psalms 31 and 1. In thee, O Most High, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for in house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privately for me. See, they got traps privately for us. You see, our people don't see it because even after all those murders of 9 people, they was like, I forgive her, I forgive you, I forgive you. No, I ain't gonna never be able to see my people no more. I forgive you, I forgive you. Like the Most High want to hear that. We supposed to forgive our people of Israel. The Most High not going to forgive them. Thou shalt not murder. That was murder. And see, that's how they program us with these religious instructions. We suppose that's the law. In Leviticus 11, the 19th chapter, the 17th, 18th verse. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You know, and what the Mashiach Yahushua told us in Matthew the 6th chapter pertaining to we as the children of Israel. In Matthew 6 and 14. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Come on. That's to us, we the children of Israel. Because Mashiach Yahushua was not among all these nations. He ain't talking about these nations. They have used the Bible pertaining to them. They say, oh, you got to forgive me your trespass and those that trespass against me. That's not in the scriptures. That's not in the Abanawa Palau. But they have programmed you to say that in the Lord's Prayer. In the Abanawa Palau, you saying, forgive us our trespass and those that trespass against us. They don't say that. They say, forgive us our debts and forgive our debt to us. And here we are thinking, oh, we got to forgive everybody. But look at Acts 2:21. He said, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of a Mashiach Yahushua shall be saved. He said, ye men of Israel, hear these words. Mashiach Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High, where? Among you, ye men of Israel, among you, by what? By miracles and wonders and signs which the Most High did by him, where? In the midst of you. Who? Verse 22, ye men of Israel, in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. We know now. See, that's why I say they taking the word and saying it's talking to them. He said, look, this is how the Most High, this is what he said concerning them. Romans 9:13. Come on. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Jacob was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. But Esau have I hated. So you're going to be like the Most High. You're going to be like Hamashiach Yahushua. You're going to love Esau. When the Most High said, but Esau have I hated. Say, what shall we say then? Say, what you got to say now? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. For he said unto Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. See? For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up. He raised up Pharaoh for this purpose, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. See, we in the last day, his name going to be declared in all the earth, because he's going to be all in all. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, point blank. He raising them up, that the Most High going to have a name, because when he bring forth the destruction that he's going to bring forth, as he sent a Mashiach Yahushua to judge and make war, every knee going to bow. In heaven and earth and under the earth. So all people definitely going to bow. Because the angels and on the left side, right side, everybody going to bow down. And we fainted when we seen angels. So what you think man going to do? I tell you, man going to faint. They're going to be like women. See what you got to say then. That's why I say he raises them up, that he may show his power. That's what this is all about. It's about the Most High. But it's too much concentration on we as Israel that most people ain't even really looking at him. In the laws that he gave us to follow. caught up in all other kind of things. These people is, man, see, they worshiping demons, and that's what's going to that, because people not understanding. That's why he told us in Ephesians. Come on, what are you doing if you're caught up in the system and you call yourself bringing forth this word and you're a Gentile? And Gentiles sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. That's why he told us, look, Ephesians 6 chapter and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua and in the power of his might. We got to be strong in the Most High by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua in the power of his might. The strength that he's allowed us to have. It said, put on the whole armor of the Most High. Armor is something you put on for protection. Like they put on that bulletproof vest. We got to put on the whole armor of the Most High that cannot be penetrated, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world. Rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is what we're wrestling against. Ain't no flesh and blood. As you see a person, it's not. It's dealing with high-level demons in high places. That's what we're wrestling against. That's why he said, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, all the protection of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And we're in the evil day, y'all. And having done all, to stand, not to flatline or not to sit down, but be standing for this truth. Stand therefore, he said, having your loins girt about with truth. Your loins girt about with the law, statute, commandments of the Most High, and having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. That's why he said in John 14:6, I am the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the law that's going to lead you to everlasting life. And no man come to the Father but by him. Mashiach Yahushua. That's what we pray by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. And all that we do and say is by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Verse 14 of Ephesians 6 chapter. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, with the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. But the peace not going to come until the wicked are taken out from this evil day. And how is it going to be done? Mashiach Yahushua, coming with the power of the Most High. Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That's pure, righteous power. Did they say horsepower? A white horse. Pure, righteous power. And he that sat upon it was called faithful and true, a Mashiach Yahushua. And in righteousness he does judge and make war. I showed you in John 5:22 the Most High is giving all the judgment unto a Mashiach Yahushua. So his eyes were as a flame of fire. He's mad as ever. And on his head were many crowns. He's coming with the powers and authority. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. You can read Psalms 63rd chapter concerning this blood that's on his clothes, dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, upon righteous power, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with this sharp sword that's coming out of his mouth, he should smite the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. That's the law. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power, most high. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, it says, and he cried with a loud voice, saying, to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, all the birds that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. Listen, that you may eat the flesh of kings. I mean, he's going to be killing kings. Going to tell the birds to come and eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains of the armies, navies, marines, and air force, in the flesh of mighty men, in the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, in the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both those that are free and those that are in captivity, both small and great, both those that have no power and those that have power. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him, because he coming to judge and make war. But all these nations and their armies are going to be gathered together to make war against Hamashiach Yahushua that sat on the horse, and against his army of 200 million angels. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, the Catholic Church and so forth, with which he deceived them that had received a mark of the beast, their philosophies, their education, and everything else that they're going to bring forth. Some say the chip, whatever you're going to accept of them, to turn you away from the laws of the Most High and following just to save your soul. Remember, don't fear the one that can kill the soul, the body, but fear him that can kill the body and cast you into hell. With which he did receive them that had received a mark of the beast, brain polluted. And them that worship his image. This one of his images right here. All you Israelites that worship his image. Worship his image. And the image of being brain polluted, standing up for him, being with him, and accepting the wickedness that's contrary to the laws of the Most High. That's worshiping his image. Like the Most High say, he made us in his image. He gave us the laws, statutes, and commandments to follow. You following the laws, statutes, and commandments, they tell you got to follow the law of the land, so you follow everything and accept everything that he brings forth. All the abominable things that he's putting forth in this world, you accept it. This is what he's talking to. And them that worship his image, these both were cast alive, not dead, but alive, into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. See, and the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse. The remnant going to be slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. He's going to be killing a lot of people. That's why he said in Luke 19:27. See, you put these things in there so that we would know. You're not going to fear. Look what he said, Luke 19:27. But those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them. You don't want to follow me? You don't want to do my, he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. But those mine enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring them in front of me, and slay them before me. That's what the scripture says. They ain't reading that up in the church. Because they want to just get your money or make you feel good, and you're not feeling good whenever you see your family members dying and being murdered. That make you feel good? No, you crying still close. Oh, I forgive you. Man, come on. Better go somewhere and mourn and look at these prophecies, what's going to happen. And stop being foolish. Shoot.